Okay, now we're going to put the music on of the guest artist. Yep, now it's working. That was it, Karen.
Yay!
Hello, everybody. Let's see, the friends attached coming up.
We'll be right with you.
We got you with you. Hello, back. Getting our setup. Got everybody coming back. Alright, am I hearing that? Welcome, everybody. It's Strings Attached at Home, January 22nd. We're glad you're here for us. Let's let everybody come on in. I've got my dandy blend. First thing we always want to know is, where are you listening from? What part of the country? Can you hear us okay? What's the sound like? Enter that in the comments below, or drop any thoughts below. Right, Karen?
Any thoughts at all?
Any thoughts at all? We'd love to get your feedback. And who do we have? We have Rebecca here. Good to see you. A couple things to note. We're here every Friday. 8 p.m. is our new time. And then for people in Europe and Africa, we're Saturday, 9 p.m. your time. That's South African time. We're listening to the music of Duke Ellington in the background. And I'll get to that in a minute. But a couple ways you can support the show. There's our link for making a tip. And also in the description, which is either above or below, there's a bunch of other links and ways that you can support us in the age of COVID. You can check out our store, where we have items like this beautiful out-of-print CD, which has gorgeous color album, beautiful to look through while you listen to. And here's Karen's new, not new recording, but Karen's old recording, Dark Eyed Sailor.
We're
gonna feature some music from that today. And these two items come in our VIP package, if you're interested in that. So I'd like to welcome all the Friends Attached members. We have Rebecca. Who else do we have here? And we have... You have anybody on your side, Karen?
I got a few folks.
Again, some shout-outs to... Want to do a shout-out?
Hi, Gary.
How's it going, Gary?
San Antonio.
Cool. So glad to have you here on a Friday night. So, this day in music history, we'd like to start off each of our shows. You know, I'm a big jazz fan, and I've studied a lot into the jazz tradition. So today is a really important day, a really special day for me, because on this day in 1900, trombonist Juan Tizol was born. And a lot of people don't realize that Duke Ellington, you look at a piece and it says Duke Ellington, but there were a lot of ghost writers. Did you know that, Karen?
Ghost writers.
Yeah, and that you find that in film music too. That John Williams doesn't write necessarily all of the music. They'll have people scoring things. So valve trombonist Juan Tizol was born in 1900 on this day in San Juan, Puerto Rico. He actually, his first instrument was violin.
Huh.
Started out on violin, switched to trombone. He was recruited by Ellington in 1929. He became one of the most regular called upon soloist in the band, although he didn't really improvise, is what I found out. He wasn't
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't a big improviser, but he had this beautiful tone. And
So he would play the same solo every time they called
Well,
on him?
actually they would Ellington would write actual written out solos for him. But he also was a copyist. He would write by hand all of the parts for Ellington's pieces for the concerts that came up. So they didn't have computers back then, obviously, to print them out. But he was a very dedicated member of the band. And another cool thing is today another trombonist was born. On this day, 1924, we're listening right now in the background to J.J. Johnson, who's just an amazing place in jazz history, because one of the albums that he's on is called Blue Train with John Coltrane. This guy right here.
Blue Train.
Yep. So these are things you want to check out. I forgot to mention that Juan Tizol basically penned, to back up to Juan Tizol, the composition Caravan. That's what we were hearing earlier. Gorgeous melody. Everybody knows Caravan, and it usually says Duke Ellington, but no, it was actually written by Juan Tizol, and Duke Ellington most likely orchestrated it. So we're listening to J.J. Johnson. And also on this day, Karen, the song Good Morning Heartache was recorded for the first time by Billie Holiday in 1946. We're glad you're here. We appreciate your support every week. And we're here to say hi and play some music for you. So let's get the show going. Again, we appreciate your just being here every week. And we've got a really good show. We've got some originals. We've got some covers. So right now we're going to go into letters and comments. We call the letters, like on Prairie Home Companion.
Yeah.
We would do that kind of just roll of people that had written into the show. So, cheers. So we are going to play back an audio letter from one of our fans, Cam, and she hired me or commissioned me to do a vignette for her brother. And so I'll just let her tell the story. And this is Cam. Thanks a lot. And this is with the you're going to hear the music that I wrote for her in the background.
Yay!
As well as the video that I made. So enjoy this. Here we go.
Hey, Will. It's hard to put into words what your musical vignette did for our family this weekend. Knowing that my brother would be spending Christmas alone and then leaving on this long trip home, I knew that we needed to do something expressive and meaningful. And as you know, for weeks, I meditated about it, and then I saw your message pop up on social media about the vignettes. This is truly one of the most wonderful gifts I've ever been a part of. And with my brother's recent terminal illness, there are so many uncertainties that he's coming home to deal with right now. He arrived yesterday after a 30-hour trip, trying his best to navigate his illness and the weakness he's feeling. And he actually shared that it was the hardest 2 days of his life. We ended up delivering the vignette in an email to him on Christmas Eve before he left for the United States, with all of our loving messages combined with your music from all of us. At first there was no response from him, and we weren't sure why, but we found out yesterday how deeply moved he was by both your explanation and the song itself. And he shared that it was so emotional and overwhelming for him that he couldn't respond yet, that he needed to save his energy to be able to make the trip home. This beautiful vignette helps us all focus on what's most important: the beauty of life, healing, and most of all, the power of love. We'll always remember this Christmas with him. So thank you so much for your artistry, your caring heart, and most of all, your music.
In my mind I am pacing, my empty hands are restless, anticipating you, a hopeful kind of helpless surprise. We were sitting on the back steps, shucking August corn, and with our shoulders touching there, the summer was reborn. Surprise. You can't wait for miracles that may never come around, but you won't see a shooting star if you're always looking down. Surprise. Seedless watermelon, endless purple skies. The Milky Way is brighter now, it's shining through your eyes. Surprise. You can't wait for miracles that may never come around, but you won't see a shooting star if you're always looking down. Ooh, I've been drifting like a dandelion seed on the wind, but now I'm falling to the ground, the place where love begins. Surprise. Surprise. In my mind I am pacing, anticipating you.
Thank you, Karen.
Surprise.
Surprise, I'm back. we figured out what to do.
We fixed the problem.
Yeah, we fixed the problem. We're here to have a good show. It's great to see Teresa here and Kim here and
Eric. Hi, Eric. Hi,
awesome.
Amy.
Rebecca, Amy. I had a story I was going to tell about this morning. Speaking of surprise,
Yeah?
This morning I surprised Coralina because
Yes.
I usually go right into meditating first thing, and I'm basically
Oh, right into working.
right
That's
into
what
working.
he means.
Yeah, I guess so. I just right into working all morning, and then I kind of appear back out at about noon, and you guys are in there doing your thing.
Yep.
But I said, Coralina, you got a choice. You can either play some piano with me. Remember what I said?
Yes.
Meditate,
Yes.
or badminton,
Play badminton in our front yard.
or we can wrestle. Which one do you think she chose? Don't tell them. What do you think? Put it in the comments.
Anybody who knows Coralina at all
Yeah.
knows if she chose piano,
Yeah.
meditating, badminton, or wrestling.
And she's so funny. I do this breathing called Wim Hof breathing, which is, and she likes to do a caricature of me with the breathing.
Oh, yeah.
That's Coralina. All right. Just had to tell that funny story. Oh, and here we go. What do we got up next? Glad you're here. We're here every Friday.
I have a funny Coralina story from this morning.
I want to hear it.
I think it was this morning. She said, Mama, I love you so much that I want to turn you into a cupcake. But then I would not eat it. I would put a coating of wax around it so I could keep it forever.
Lovely. You know, I was
Right.
thinking,
It's adorable.
If we can only recapture, go back to that state of
I know.
mind where
I have a whole song
everything
about
is
it.
brand new. That's right. That's what we do. We get to 50 and then we start going backwards, right? Does anybody else experience that?
Hopefully we do it
Right?
younger.
Hopefully do that younger. Exactly.
Hopefully.
Or maybe some people are lucky to never lose it or not lose it that much. That sort of freshness of everything.
Well, we have to grow up, and we have to learn how to sit up and not pick our
That's
noses
true.
and go to job interviews and
We do?
pay for our cars and support ourselves and pay our,
Right.
we have to learn all the rules and wear shoes.
For social survival,
Right.
basically.
So you kind of have to
The survival,
shape
the
up
social
and
instinct is very, very strong.
learn how to be a
Yeah.
responsible individual. But then at some point, we're going to play a song for you. This is our featured artist tonight. Little guest slot is Miss Carole King.
And it's really exciting.
We love Carole King so much. She wrote bunches of songs with Jerry Goffin, and this is one. Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? Is this a lasting treasure or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic of your sighs? Will you still love me tomorrow? Tonight with words unspoken, you'll say that I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning sun? be sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow? 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 Yeah, Will, who had the hit with that song?
Who had the hit?
The first hit?
Oh, of that song?
Yes.
Oh, it was. I know it was. It was. Was it Aretha Franklin?
No, she had the hit with You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, also.
Well, let's ask them.
Carole King.
Rebecca. Who was the person who made that a hit? Because Rebecca is here. One of our
Yes,
top
I'll give you
fans.
a hint. It was in 1960. Number one hit
Okay, wait a
for
minute. Oh, give me
a girl group
a
called...
girl group.
Yes.
Rebecca knows, doesn't she? I'm sure. Or Teresa, or Susan. Who knows?
Amy Chafee knows.
Come on. All right. Who is it? Okay, Karen, I give up. I'm sure I'm gonna go like, of course.
Nobody knows? Yes. The Shirelles.
The Shirelles.
Yes. And they sang it really fast and kind of hip, you know. Carole King slowed it way down. She put it on her Tapestry album. It's just seminal, amazing, famous album, the Tapestry album in 1971.
Wow.
And another tidbit from that is that, you know who sang the harmony vocals on that track, on the Tapestry album?
On the Tapestry? Mm-hmm. It's not James Taylor.
Yes.
It was?
James Taylor and...
Joni Mitchell.
Yes.
Lovely.
I
So
mean,
great.
three of our favorites right there in one recording
That's not
session.
slouching.
That's
not a slouching way
amazing. So
Shirelles.
we have three quotes
Right.
from Carole King that we'd like to share with you.
Yeah, in my career, I've never felt that my being a woman was an obstacle or an advantage. I guess I've been oblivious.
Nice. There's something to be said for oblivion, to just not engaging in whether it's an obstacle or an advantage, but just to live your art, live your truth, and forge ahead. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have one of the most popular albums in the history of albums in your back pocket.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And she also said, once the inspiration comes, that directs where the perspiration goes.
I love it. That's so universal amongst artists.
Nice.
Digging in deep. But of course, it's 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration.
Absolutely
Right?
true.
It's true.
Completely.
Can't wait for the inspiration.
Right. No, you'd be waiting
Perspiration
all day
comes
long.
first. I still believe that everyone is beautiful in some way, and by seeing the beauty in others, we make ourselves more beautiful. That reminds me of something that Rebecca said to one of our Friends Attached members.
Yes.
Remember Rebecca?
What did she say?
She said, when I'm looking at a man, I'm not looking at his external, I'm looking at his internal beauty, his soul.
Nice.
Something of that, right, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we all know that external beauty is ever-changing, it's fleeting. It's too bad our culture makes so much importance to it for at least our culture in America. It's not so much so in Europe. Karen, we're going to do a song of yours next, and this is one that we have performed a lot in the park. It's a great tune that
I wrote for Will to sing as a
Right.
duet with me.
And what was she thinking? You know, I remember my kids would laugh at me anytime I tried to sing something, and it became like this habit that they would just
Horrible. It's
laugh.
horrifying. It's terrible.
And even Amy Chafee, when I first met her, said, "You're kind of up here talking all the time up here," or you know, she made an observation that I had this higher. And it hurt me at first, or it not hurt. I guess I was startled, and nobody ever told me that before.
Oh.
But then I realized I've got this
Took it to heart.
lower voice down here. I can get into kind of a radio sound.
Yeah.
So now I'm in my radio voice.
Yeah.
And then Karen helped teach me how to breathe correctly. And then only a few months ago, she said, "Hey, wait a minute! I noticed you're breathing through your nose." And
while you're singing.
So yeah, and it's you have a better, more constant airflow if its nose is closed off. So,
oh yeah.
Which, since I've been doing this
had
breathing,
never occurred to you.
Never
before.
occurred to me. Since I've been doing this breathing work, I'm very aware of my breath. So this has been fun to do. I've been trying to find my own voice as a singer and a background singer. So this is fun because I actually get to sing a verse. And I like that since Karen and I have been together, that she's been writing tunes. I don't think you've written anything kind of jazzy. I'm trying to think before me. Like, yeah. So she's kind of picked up the Tin Pan Alley song formula. And
nature or nurture.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
would I have gone there anyway?
Right. So she's got what we call a verse, like intro to this.
Yes.
Now, when you sat down to write this, I mean, Karen, you don't like to usually share your like how you do it. So
I don't.
But yeah, when you're pressed about writing, but
no, I don't. I don't like to share
idea,
while I'm writing.
And you're sitting there looking at the blank page.
Yeah.
Do you remember on this one when you were sitting there looking at a blank page and want to write something for Will and I? Mm-hmm. What was the? I'm curious. Did the chorus come first or verses?
Well, I'll tell you what. I based this song on this quote from Katharine Hepburn, which I'm paraphrasing, but it goes like this. Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy were famous movie star sweethearts, right? Appeared in many movies together.
Yeah.
They were together for 27 years
Wow.
as romantic partners and never lived together. So Katharine Hepburn said, "I sometimes wonder whether men and women are actually very suited to each other. I think perhaps it might be a better idea to just live next door and visit now and then." Which is
Katharine Hepburn.
a cool idea, you have to
Yep.
admit. Right?
It is a cool idea.
Living next door, like...
How many of you out there can relate?
can you name any famous couples who have
Yeah.
literally lived next door to each other?
Like we say,
I
drop your thoughts below. Drop your famous people that you know who have done this.
I
Name
can think
some
of
more.
at
Give me
least one couple. And so the title of the song is Girl Next Door, and one of the things that I like to do with wordplay, I don't like to use cliches for any number of reasons, and that's a whole other conversation. But when you can take a cliche and turn it on its head and make it mean something else, that is super cool. So the concept of girl next door in this song becomes literally the girl who lives next door. And that was kind of where I wanted to go with it. Like, how can I write a song about two people living in bliss,
Right.
not actually living in the same
But it's
house.
cute, and it has a lot of humor in it. So
It has a lot of humor in it. It's fun to sing.
and you've been writing a lot of songs with humor in them.
I
For the last 10 years, 12 years.
I
Isn't that
passed through
interesting?
my blue phase,
Right.
thankfully, and
what?
I'm moving on to levity and humor and still depth and poignancy and all that. Just with, I'm by nature an optimist. So sometimes I say to people, you can guess which parts of this song are true
Right.
to life or not.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to mess this up, am I? Let's see what happens.
You might.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I'm still tuning. Can
Oh,
I get
yeah,
an A?
okay, yeah.
Can I get an A?
There's always time to tune.
Okay.
And by the way, you were correct, everybody. The correct answer was, of course, wrestling. Answer
We'd
D.
never have made 48 years without doing this. Okay.
What?
Oh, she's talking about her husband. She said we would never have made 48 years without doing this. So some of you guys are relating. You actually do this. This is funny.
Without doing
having separate places to sleep, I guess.
Mm.
Susan, is that correct?
Yeah.
Or having time apart, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Next door.
Amen. Okay, ready?
Yep.
You might ask me how we live in such harmony, though we've been together half of our lives. The secret of success is collaborating less. Independence makes a twosome thrive. My baby lives next door with all his clothes thrown all over the floor. He says he likes it that way, but we're as happy as can be, living together separately. I prefer to be the girl next door.
My girlfriend lives next door with all her clothes folded neatly in drawers. She says she likes it that way. I love her and she loves me, living together separately. I'm so glad that she's my girl next door.
It's more expensive, but I know I'm free. Free from the burden of trying to make him more like me. Next door, an unconventional family, that's for sure.
Yep.
We like it that way. You and me and baby makes three, living together separately. I prefer to be the girl next door. Oh, I prefer to be the girl.
I'm so glad that she's my girl.
And I will always be the girl next door.
Oh. At some point, I'm going to do a Western swing arrangement of that.
Yes.
We have our alter ego, House of Wills, where we do our Western swing music. And we're glad you joined us. We're here every Friday. This is Strings Attached at Home. Wherever you are, you're at home with us. And we're about halfway through the show. We are loving your presence and reading all the comments. We love that. We love if you're in a place to do so, to support the show at any amount. $1, $5. If you go to this link right here, live.stringsattached.org, and when you get to that page, scroll down, you'll see different options. One of the options is if you tip $30 or more, you get 2 surprise CDs. If you tip $20, you get a free CD. That's right. But you have to go to this link, scroll down, and you'll see those options. Or you can just tip with Venmo or PayPal. All the options are above or below. And, we're so thankful for our patrons. We're thankful for our friends at Friends Attached, everybody who's helped us. We wouldn't have been able to make it this far in 10 months with basically no live performances, except playing outside for 10 people or
10
fewer
people at a time
at Strings in the Woods. We're real excited about Strings in the Woods coming up. We'll talk more about that later. But in any case...
Amy Chafee says,
yes.
Will, you are a charming first baritone with a beautiful wide range.
Oh, nice. That's great.
I
so
would
she was
agree.
Listening. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and she has a fun story
that was
to
10
tell
years
about...
ago. She told me that. Yeah,
she has a fun story to tell about Carole King and her
nice.
living room where they shot
you, Amy.
the photo of the tapestry.
Do you want to read it?
Cover.
Because that's on your page.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Carole King's living room in her house on Aspian Way in Los Angeles, I presume, was where the Tapestry album cover was shot. And Larry Shaw, our friend also in LA, owned and raised his kids in that house. Nice.
Wow.
And Amy says she likes both versions of the Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow song. Next, we have...
What do we have next, Karen?
We have Karen's This Day in History.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, what's that?
And where I asked
Trivia
Will
question.
a trivia question.
See if I can get it. Okay, I'm ready.
See if you can get it.
Let's do it.
See if you can get this at home.
All
Ready?
right. Mm-hmm.
So, this day in history, January 22nd, 1981, and you can guess at home too, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What famous couple's final portrait appeared on the cover of the Rolling Stone?
Mm-hmm. Yoko and John.
Yes.
Because the date gave it away. I was like, that's right when he died. Yep.
Right, so it was...
the naked one, when he's like holding her.
Yeah, he was naked in a fetal position, and she
Yep.
was fully clothed. And so the photo itself was taken 12 hours before his death.
Really? By Annie Leibovitz? Uh-huh. Yep.
And she apparently she did not want to take the photo.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And she really did not want Yoko Ono in the photo.
Yeah.
And she got to the shoot, and John said, no, Yoko's going to be in the photo.
Wow.
That's just all there is to it. And she took the photo 12 hours before his death.
Wow.
And
so it was in New York City?
so it was,
obviously.
the Dakota, where he was shot in front of his Upper West Side building. And, so it was their final portrait. And became the most famous portrait of them as a couple. So
They did.
even though Annie Leibovitz was reluctant to...
I didn't know
to
that
shoot
it was
them.
right before it was on the same day. Wow.
Yeah, though it was not the final picture of John Lennon, because somebody snapped it, some kind of candid photo as he was leaving the apartment building later that day.
So it was 39 years ago. Oh no, 40 years ago. 1981.
1981. Here we are, 2001. Next, we're going to play you a luscious video that Will masterminded in his amazing way, and I contributed a little bit.
Yes, you did.
To it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of the story to that. So there's a great songwriter, vocalist here in town named Betty Sue, and we had her sing this song on our 4th of July concert, where we gave...
Which was a benefit
for some organizations here in Austin, which was very successful. I think we raised $1,500 off that live stream for those local organizations. And I had Betty Sue sing this, and she just knocked it out of the park. She's
such a beautiful singer, my goodness. And it was so spellbinding that we couldn't leave it alone. I said, hey, let's really record it.
Right. So what I did, I tried to take the original performance and graft a new arrangement upon it.
Because we're in a pandemic, and we were not in the same room with Betty Sue doing the recording.
Because it was so, I was like, oh wait, can she reproduce that? Was a question. And I said, why don't you just give me 3 takes, and we'll, then you can do it. Come on, let's do it. So.
Well, you sent her the guitar part.
I sent her the guitar part. And I ended up actually replacing the guitar part and adding 3 violas around it. So the violas are sort of like what saxophone section would sound like, in a Duke Ellington arrangement. So there's very close harmonies, jazz harmonies. So the whole first part is just violas. 3 violas, I think. Yeah. And Karen came in later and said, hey, I think I have an idea for a harmony part. So Karen figured out a harmony part to fit what Betty Sue was doing. That's really hard.
Yes, because, it was very unusual phrasing.
Yeah, Betty Sue, I mean, if you're a jazz singer, you don't necessarily stick right to the melody anyway, so Betty Sue was doing a great job of jazzing it up. This is totally what I wanted her to do.
For sure.
And she has such a range. You're going to love this.
And what we ended up with is this kind of swampy New Orleans kind of dripping summer wisteria, humid sounding string track.
Yeah.
Let's play it.
Let's play it. And I don't know where you can hear strings like this. Tell me.
I do, right here.
Right here, yeah. Okay, it'll walk around.
2 seconds.
Okay, here we go.
Jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't
Karen. Hey, what are you doing here? Oh, you just watched the summertime video from 2020 when 2 giant hurricanes were upon the Texas coast. You want to know how you can become a patron and support the work that we do every week and get your name in the credits and all kinds of cool benefits? Let's get out of this chicken coop, shall we? Hey.
Hi there. Wasn't that just luscious? Dark is the evening, silent the hour. Oh, who is that minstrel by yonder lone tower, whose harp is so tenderly touching with skill? Oh, who could it be but young Ned of the Hill, who sings, "Lady love, will you come with me now? Come and live out with me under the bough. I'll pillow your head where the light fairies tread, if you will but wed with young Ned of the Hill." Young Ned of the Hill has no castle nor home, nor bowman nor spearman to come at his call, but one little archer with exquisite skill has shot a bright shaft for young Ned of the Hill. It is hard to escape from this young lady's power, for high is the mountain and guarded the tower, but the mind knows the way where the heart holds the will, and Eileen has gone with young Ned of the Hill. To escape from this young lady's power, for high is the castle and guarded the tower, but the mind knows the way where the heart holds the will, and Eileen has gone with young Ned of the Hill.
Nice. Beautiful. Now.
Beautiful ancient Celtic song.
That's from Karen's Dark-Eyed Sailor.
Kenda's his daughter.
Which you can get at the store.
Yes, that's on my Dark-Eyed Sailor record, and that song, that arrangement was actually featured in Sing Out magazine.
If you make a tip of $20 or more,
oh yeah,
we'll send you this. How do you make a tip? Go right here, live.stringsattached.org. Scroll down, you'll see the options for tipping with a bonus.
Bonus arrives in the mail for you.
Really looking forward to looking through the comments because I see them flying by like a broken down dam. From the song.
It's very poetic there.
Yeah, and we got one more. So we're going to go back to our Western swing roots and play little Miles and Miles of Texas. We'll see you next week. And if you just happen to tune in, it's, what is it? It's like 4 in the morning in South Africa. We'll do this Saturday at 9 p.m. South Africa and Central European summertime. We'll replay the show. So if you want to tune in tomorrow. And, oh, by the way, this, before we got to take care of some business here. This live video is post number day 4 for our Songs for Lovers contest. We are giving away 2 original pieces of music. One, Karen's going to write a song for a winner, speak with them, talk about their stories, and craft a song just for you. I'm going to write a vignette, just like I did 10 of those for Christmas gifts. So I'm going to give one of those away. Karen's giving a custom song. You can go to our store and read more about it and hear more of these custom pieces of music that we're doing. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so...
And I want to write songs for you.
For you and your love. Wouldn't it be a great gift? Something that can last a lifetime. You'll listen to it over and over again. Custom song. So this is day 4, and if you're you have to do the activity for every day that we have the post. There are 10 days, and this activity, we'll have it posted in the description, what the directions are. And then also...
The contest is only for members of the Friends Attached.
Yes. You have to be a member of Friends Attached, but anybody can become that by going to here.stringsattached.org.
And by swearing your fealty love to us.
That's our Friends Attached special group for our most passionate fans.
Yes.
If you're a most passionate fan out there and you're not in Friends Attached, then you need to be.
Then you're missing something.
You need to be. Now, April 3rd, we're inviting everybody to come to Austin, up to 10 people at this point, to come to Austin because of our COVID restrictions. But we're going to have an all-day event where we're going to have music, meditation, exploration.
Tacos.
In a park that is 400 acres. Don't tell them what the name of it is. I will have that. I promised you I'm going to have it up tonight in the store where you can actually buy your ticket and reserve a spot. I'm going to have it before midnight tonight.
And tacos.
April 3rd, Austin, Texas. Hang out with us. Tacos, music, meditation. I have several guest artists, guest meditators, meditation leaders. That's April 3rd. So here's your last song, and it's great. Again, everybody, for joining us. It's been great. It's been real as it can be over the zeros and ones, and talking to a little dot on a piece of a computer. But it's great to have all these comments. I'm looking forward to reading those.
It really helps. Makes us really happy.
It really
Thank you
does.
so much.
Thank you for the interaction.
And away we go.
Here we go.
I was born in Louisiana, down on the old bayou. I was raised on shrimp and catfish and Grammy's good gumbo. I got the rambling fever, said goodbye to Ma and Pa, headed west to Texas, and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, all the stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas, I'm gonna live here till I die. headed out to Austin, the cradle of the West. Just ask any cowboy, he'll tell you it's the best. I met a Texas beauty, I got friendly with his paw. Looked into his big blue eyes, and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, all the stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas. I'm gonna live here till I die. Broncos, I made every rodeo until I met a tough one. His name was Devil Joe. I got a hold of his bridle just to ride that old outlaw. He threw me from the saddle, and this is what I saw. I saw miles and miles of Texas, all the stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas. I'm gonna live here till I die. I saw miles and miles, I saw miles and miles of Texas. Oh, the stars up in the sky. I saw miles and miles of Texas. I'm gonna live here till I die. Take us out there, Will.
Karen Mall and Will Taylor, it's been nice. Strings attached at home. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Take care, everyone.
Stay safe. Stay loved.